That's right, your FBI. We found out they had offered $1 million. $1 million to Christopher Steele. You may remember him from the Steele Dossier to say, hey, Chris, can you prove what you put in here? Can you prove that there was collusion?
John Durham, who was tasked with doing a review back when Bill Barr was the Attorney General of the whole Russia collusion investigation, is in a trial right now against Igor Danchenko. He was one of the primary sources of the Steele Dossier, and he's on trial for lying to the FBI over the course of the investigation. John Durham, in a surprising move, was actually questioning one of the witnesses. This witness is an FBI intelligence analyst, Brian Auten. And now Auten was up there.
Remember that name.
Yes, remember Brian Auten. He was up on the stand, and John Durham was asking him about the corroboration of the Steele Dossier in order to get the FISA warrant against Carter Page back in 2016, just a few days, 2 weeks before the election. Brian Auten testified under oath on the stand that the FBI couldn't corroborate the Steele Dossier. They asked other intelligence agencies if they could corroborate it, which they could not.
Yep.
So they offered Steele, Christopher Steele, the author of the dossier, $1 million to prove the claims in his dossier, to corroborate them, give us a little more evidence, show that these are factual, and we'll move forward, because they were so adamant that they could investigate this and turn out go after President Trump.
We will give you $1 million if you can prove this is real. So I think for them, it wasn't like a bet. It was more like a, oh, if it's there, we have to do this. Like, we have to. And of course, they come up with nothing. He can't do it. And the next thing you know, instead of saying, well, maybe then this investigation is fraught with lies, they go, continue on.
The intelligence analyst from the FBI, Brian Auten. So when I'm reading this, I'm like, man, that name sounds familiar. What's it from? Well, we've been talking about FBI corruption around here for quite some time this year, as we've seen the FBI going after parents at school boards or conservatives, or maybe revelations that they were squashing the information before the 2020 election about the Hunter Biden laptop.
There it is.
This is from a letter dated July 25th of this year, and it is from Senator Chuck Grassley, addressed to both Attorney General Merrick Garland and the director of the FBI,
What was the date again? July
25th.
Of this year. So you're talking about a couple months ago.
Right.
We're only in mid-October.
And it says, first, it's been alleged that the FBI developed information in 2020 about Hunter Biden's criminal, financial, and related activity. It is further alleged that in August 2020, FBI supervisory intelligence agent analyst Brian Auten, that name, opened an assessment which was used by FBI headquarters team to improperly discredit negative Hunter Biden information as disinformation and cause the investigative activity to cease. Based on allegations, verified and verifiable derogatory information on Hunter Biden was falsely labeled as disinformation. So based on the report, the intelligence analyst opened, Brian Auten, the one who testified at a hearing that other information they were trying to corroborate, well, they were paying people $1 million to try to corroborate for them. He opened this assessment, which was used by the FBI to falsely discredit the information in the Hunter Biden laptop as disinformation.
Yeah, the reason a lot of you got flagged on social media, the reason a lot of you got shut down for a year, and then until that became truth. And these are the same people, it's the same actors that are in there working on these campaigns. So we gotta be very careful on who you're messing with and who you're talking to, because a lot of these same people that are there to cause destruction and are there to spread more lies. I don't even think people think that the FBI is making these kind of deals.
These little transactions.
There's $1 million deal on the table between a source and a person. Yeah, maybe for big crime rings or something that's happening. But I really don't think of it that way. Until today, I haven't really thought about the fact that, oh yeah, they're out there offering just cash, cold hard cash to people to get information on American citizens who are running for president. That doesn't really feel, number one, it doesn't feel proper, but it's something that I don't even know if the audience has considered as a reality. I certainly haven't.